place existed. The Athenians called it the Acropolis. Free expression, ethics, art, philosophy. The Acropolis heralded the democracy. But if I told you the Acropolis has returned. Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.
Everyone be afraid of the new current thing. My name is Trevor Brown, and you're watching The Trevor Report. This segment of The Trevor Report is sponsored by NordVPN. Click the affiliate link down below in the description in order to experience all of NordVPN's wide-ranging offers that help protect you and your internet privacy at an affordable price. Let us begin. I know that there's currently some ongoing stuff going on regarding a shooting in Texas. I'm not going to cover that on this Trevor Report, even though it did happen on Tuesday, which means it would be part of the recap. However, for newer people who follow me, I have an editorial policy where I try my best to not cover mass shootings on the Trevor Report. I do, however, talk about things when political pundits and the corporate press go out of their way to exploit a situation regarding a shooting in order to push their agenda. That is my editorial policy regarding mass shootings. I regard mass shooters fundamentally as filthy, disgusting, evil degenerates who are using the fact that people value human life in order to end that value by, removing the human life so that they could get 15 minutes of fame before they go to prison for the rest of their life and be executed. I think all across the board it is a bunch of evil nonsense. So anyway, let's continue. Not necessarily, doesn't have to be evil, but it's still a bunch of evil nonsense. Anyway, Belgium becomes first country to introduce mandatory monkeypox quarantine as global cases rise. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, monkeypox is the new thing. It's the new current thing that people need to be afraid of. We've had less than 100 cases as of the time I'm recording this, and that's all across the world. Okay? All across the world, and it's apparently a bunch of other things. Let's continue to the symptoms. What is monkeypox? Monkeypox is a rare disease caused by the monkeypox virus, part of the smallpox family, with symptoms including rashes, fever, headaches, muscle ache, swelling, and back pain. So it's like being sick. Thank you for that. Whatever. Though typically less severe than smallpox, health experts are growing concerned about the genesis of recent outbreaks starting in early May in countries beyond Central and West Africa. Health authorities, including the U.S. including the U.S. CDC and the UK's Health and the HSA, said they have noted a particular concentration of cases among men who have had sex with men and urged gay and bisexual men in particular to be aware of any unusual rashes or lesions. Okay, it's As of Saturday, the World Health Organization reported that there are 92 cases. Oh, okay. As Saturday, 92 cases in 12 countries, and a further 28 suspected cases under investigation. The U.S., Canada, Australia, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Sweden, Belgium, and Portugal, and Netherlands have all had confirmed cases. We got a. This is the part that gets a little interesting. The public health body said recent report cases had no links to travel from endemic African countries, which is unusual for the disease. It usually spreads by human-to-human contact. Quote, epidemiological investigations are ongoing. However, reported cases thus far have no established travel links to endemic areas, the World Health Organization said in a statement on its website on Saturday. Quote, based on currently available information, cases have mainly but not exclusively been identified amongst men who have had sex with other men, seeking care in primary care and sexual health clinics, it added. More monkeypox cases are likely. Okay, fine. So the disease that is native to the African continent is not for all these cases aren't native to the African continent that people are getting, which, you know, kind of scary. But here's this New York Times article. I included an archive of it. But essentially, in this article, I forget where it is because I got this on 20. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, I got this on Monday, and I forgot where it said in this. But basically, the United States bought millions of smallpox vaccines. Okay, and smallpox in the U.S. basically eradicated. But they bought millions of smallpox vaccines in anticipation for this. Now, apparently, if you had the smallpox vaccine, you're apparently protected from monkeypox, but basically everyone gets the smallpox vaccine here, you know, but apparently all these homosexual males didn't have the smallpox vaccine. So okay, though, to be fair, I suppose if you're having intimate relations with someone who has monkeypox, I guess it probably doesn't matter if you're vaccinated. But I don't know. All this seems weird. You know, a lot of people are saying that the monkeypox vaccine is an ST. Well, not a lot of people are saying this. Some people are saying this in regards to monkeypox, but I'm gonna be real with all of you. Whether or not this is an STD or not, for people who are I guess having anal sex. Well, the good news is I'm completely protected because I think anal sex is weird. And I'm just going to move on because I feel... Oh, crap. I'm just going to move on because I feel gross now. Biden says U.S. willing to use force to defend Taiwan, prompting backlash from China. Now, whether or not this is going to happen is completely irrelevant, okay? Because, you know, a lot of our microchips and stuff like that for our technology, for like our phones and computers and stuff like that, are being manufactured in Taiwan. I don't know why we don't just make the stuff in the States. All of the things that are, I don't understand why all the things that are important for like our strategic purposes, like oil, microchips, and all this stuff. I don't know why the U.S. isn't just manufacturing stuff and like making stuff here. It's just above all, it's a safety thing. It's a national security thing. It becomes a national security threat when China is basically trying to rebuild this huge empire that keeps breaking apart every time they form it, but they keep trying to form it anyway. You know, they're gonna end up taking well, you could argue that North Korea is a satellite. Okay, North Korea is a satellite state of China. So I guess the point I'm trying to make, they might try to take South Korea, like maybe Japan, and don't get me wrong, that is speculation of mine. That is probably not going to come true. But if they're after Taiwan, if China is after territories that used to be theirs, more or less, they're gonna go after more. And Biden failed at Afghanistan. You know, all he had to do was read The Art of War, which you'd assume, or at least The Prince by Machiavelli. Like, everyone reads at least one of these, you know, especially like you would expect, you know, one of our supposedly educated betters, you know, him being a Biden, him being a man of elitist fervor or whatever, you would expect him to be educated, but no, clearly not, based on everything that's going on. But there's also a food shortage. The prices of food are climbing. The prices of food are getting more and more expensive, and there is less and less food to go around. Okay, if this happened, like this. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say if this happened to the previous president, because there's no point in pointing out hypocrisy. There is absolutely no point in pointing out hypocrisy at this point. I'm completely convinced. Okay, and it's because there is a difference between how our educated betters are treated and how everyone else is treated by our educated betters. Okay, we have this from George Conaway, which, by the way, George Conaway, Ukrainian flag in your bio. That's the wrong current thing. Everyone cares a lot more about the monkeypox, and in fact, Biden himself even said everybody should be concerned about it. The senile old fool telling me what I should be concerned about. But here's the thing: I'm concerned that we have a senile old fool as our president. But anyway, George Conaway with the incorrect current thing in his current thing, blue check mark. Anyway, nothing to see here. Just a former president of the United States sharing a social media post advocating or predicting civil war in the United States. No biggie. Okay, so this account called MAGA King Thanos retweeted someone else's posts, and then Donald Trump retweeted the post. This is cartoonish levels of guilt by association. Okay, and here's the thing: blue checkmark, current thing, pseudo benevolent Puritan. When was Look, I get it. You're not on True Social, and I wasn't on True Social until the day I'm recording this because, you know, I was waiting for it to go on computer, and well, now it's on the computer, and I was finally able to join. But here's the thing, right? I know you don't know how this works. I understand that, like, you only understand the world through the lens of Twitter, so even literal Twitter clones that function exactly the same as Twitter, I understand it doesn't quite click for you, right? So I want you to imagine this, George Conaway. You retweet something. Okay, did you endorse that statement? No. There you go. And here's the thing: whether or not Trump endorses the statement or not, acknowledging reality, acknowledging, like, basically the president of El Salvador said that the most powerful country is like all of the wrong graphs are going burr, and all of the graphs that shouldn't go womp womp are going womp womp, right? And so because all of the good graphs are going womp womp and all of the bad graphs are going burr burr, the president of El Salvador was basically like, this is very not good. And then MAGA King Thanos said, this is bad. And then Donald Trump agreed. There's so many ways you can view this, but because George Conaway is is a blue check pseudo benevolent Puritan with the current thing in his bio. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand that there are views outside of his little bubble that he's put himself in, either on accident or on purpose. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm just gonna move on. Greg Abbott followed through. Greg Abbott said he was gonna start taking all the migrants that are at his border and shipping them to D.C. so that the Biden administration can deal with the problem. And I'll be truthful with everyone. I didn't think he was gonna follow through on it, but he followed through on it. Neat. Anyway, I'm just gonna continue because I got a pretty long segment in the middle, and I'm already halfway through. Pfizer CEO calls for microchipped medicine. Yes, he calls for putting microchips in medicine that track people, and he said it for whatever reason. He just said it, which is kind of weird. And then you have German, and then you have all of the evil accents. Man, Klaus Schwab said that his Welt Economic Forum is the future is being built by us, says the evil Bond villain man, billionaire colonist guy. Anyway, so Jack Posobiec, journalist Jack Posobiec was at this at the Davos or Davos summit, however you pronounce it, and he was being detained by police officers for doing journalism. American journalists being arrested for doing journalism. This is very not good, and their World Economic Forum police. What the hell? What the hell is this? Why this? Okay, when I first looked at this, I didn't know that these were animals, but I thought this is like communist Anubis. Like the Egyptian god of death, but with a sickle. But these are just, I don't know what these things are supposed to be. What these animals are supposed to be. There is no animal on this planet that has a horn the size of its body. So it's probably a mythical creature, and it's probably some kind of demon, satanic, Nazi something, because that's just kind of how this place is. Every single stereotype of the World Economic Forum that you could possibly think of is true for whatever reason, and it's just you could not get any more cartoon Bondy villain if you wanted to. But apparently, according to Reuters, the World Economic Forum does not have a police force. And explain this, you idiot! Whoever wrote this, by Reuters fact check. Don't even know who this loser is. But anyway, social media users have falsely claimed that the World Economic Forum has its own police force after police officers in Davos, Switzerland, were spotted wearing badges with the World Economic Forum logo during the organization's meeting. It's basically saying yes, the World Economic Forum does not have the police. They just give police officers badges and then tell these police officers to police on behalf of the World Economic Forum. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump my mic right there. This is cartoon Bond villain nonsense. It blows my mind, man. It just blows my mind. I don't understand. Also, follow me on True Social, by the way. Yeah, you know, follow me on Truth Social. It's just I literally just joined, and like I've had triple the engagement that I do on Getter, and I have 170 something followers on Getter. To be fair, I post like once or twice a day on Getter, and I've posted like two, three times. So it would make sense. And also, like, I put hashtags in one of the posts I did, and all that kind of thing. But I don't. It's just I don't know. It's cool. It's a neat little thing. The people on there they seem decent. It seems to be a huge overlap between True Social and the Getter audience. I'm not going to leave Getter. I'm not going to leave Gab. I'm not going to leave any of these Liberty platforms. I am just decentralizing my social media presence, right? I'm decentralizing my presence on the public square so that a bunch of pseudo benevolent Puritans cannot deprive me from equal access to the public square for having the wrong opinion, and or having the wrong opinion while having the incorrect skin color, while being the incorrect gender. Anyway, so I'm going to continue. Facebook's fake news. Social media giant planted op-eds in newspapers and ran TV ads across the U.S. via shadowy lobbying group in secretly funded to defend it from politicians calling for greater regulation. A lobbying group recently funded by Facebook has been perpetuating the fake news narrative by planting stories in newspapers across the U.S. and manipulating the social media platform. American Edge, a political advocacy group found by the social media giant, has launched a campaign attacking the Senate-backed antitrust legislation aimed to expand competition in the tech industry. There is already plenty of competition in the tech industry. People just need to join Liberty platforms and disavow Silicon Valley Authority platforms. But you just gotta vote with your wallet, with your conscience. Like, it simple as. But anyway, the organization has commissioned studies, placed op-eds in local papers, and collaborated with various partners such as minority business associations, former national security officials, and conservative groups to slam the bill. The Washington Post revealed Tuesday. So, what kind of conservatives? You do realize that Silicon Valley hates you, like categorically. Okay, but it should say neo hyphen conservative, because neoconservatism is just socialism going the speed limit. It just is. You could just read the literature on this. I forget the individual philosopher's name, but Ayn Rand and Marx are like, it's basically the same materialist philosophy, but it just kind of, but it's just a different perspective. It's just a different perspective on who the villains are. But it's the same thing. It's about trying to relieve man's estate by creating an economic and social system that only values the material at the expense of the immaterial. Things like being like consistent with like your virtues, right? Nicomedean ethics, if you will, and like other like parochial things. But it's just, it's like, look, I got sidetracked for basically no reason. But anyway, the group has accused lawmakers on Capitol Hill of having a misguided agenda and wanting to take away the technology we use every day, while also alleging the antitrust bill poses a danger to small and minority-owned businesses. Like, That's right. This is a danger to people who have the correct skin color. I'm a conservative. Like, no, they're neocons. But like, so Facebook being regulated, which, let's be fair, would negatively impact businesses all over the place if it affects the advertising process on Facebook, because you just, I don't use Facebook ads because, again, I'm voting with my wallet, but like, yes, human beings who happen to be under the classification of minority are just as human, and them and these people who have businesses that post their stuff, it might be negatively affected, but you could just go. But here's the thing. I'm going to fix this sentence that lawmakers on Capitol Hill made regarding the claim of the misguided agenda. Wanting to take away the technology we use every day, while also alleging the antitrust bill poses a danger to small businesses. There you go. You don't need to bring into it whether or not people have the correct identities. You don't need to do any of this. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. But anyway, I'm just going to continue. Okay, the Democrat Party, big tech, and the corporate press. Sorry, not big tech. Well, big tech and Silicon Valley Authority platforms is basically a synonymous term as far as I'm concerned. But so anyway, big tech, the Democrat Party, and the corporate press are this sort of unholy trifecta, if you will, the devil's triangle, as I've referred to it. But Glenn Greenwald, I'm just gonna end it on this. He did an excellent breakdown of people blaming their political opponents for mass shootings, because it is exactly how he puts it, right? It is exactly how he puts it right here. And I'm just going to, and reading Glenn Greenwald's articles is always fun, because he always has a very nuanced take on things, and he doesn't treat his readers like idiots, So I'm just gonna put that there, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. In the meantime, my name is Trevor Brown, and you've just watched the Trevor Report. Do click the Linktree that I was forced to make because Linktree banned my Linktree for opposing black nationalism. So I made my new one down below in the description. All of you brilliant viewers out there, my name is Trevor Brown. I am the editor-in-chief of Acropolis News Network, because I can give myself whatever name and title I want because I own it. You could go to theacropolisnews.com, or you could go to ThisJustTrevor on whatever Liberty platform is your choice. Except for the ones I'm not on, because I haven't seen them pretty much.
Acropolis News. News from the Acropolis.